Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. What I got for you guys today is going to be my top 5 wish list, or just in general 5 things that I want to see in the Division 2. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video. If you guys do, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Let's get right into the video. So getting right into the video, I will quickly say that these 5 things that I'm going to be talking about in the video are in no specific order. They're just randomly, put into a list. And then also, these are going to be based upon me, so every single person is going to have a different wish list, or they're going to have different things that they want to see in the Division 2. So starting off, first thing I want to talk about was separating PvP from PvE in the Division 2. So what I mean by that is the Dark Zone specifically, you have a combination of both. You have some players that play specifically solo and they're just going out farming. I mean, you might have the occasionally solo player that just goes out and somehow manages to just annihilate the entire server. But you don't really see that all that much. But for the most part, people that are solo are probably going to be playing solo farming specifically, whether or not that's bosses, supply drops, whatever it might be. They're going to be playing solo, specifically PvEing. If you're trying to PvP, you're probably in a full group or playing with 2 or 3 people, just going around the server, annihilating people no matter what. I think a way to help separate these two, specifically in the Dark Zone, that's if there even is a Dark Zone in the Division 2, is having more specific Dark Zone game modes. I've said this previously before, like 2 or 3 years ago when the game was first coming out, that they needed to add a lot more Dark Zone game modes, specifically in the Dark Zone itself, whether or not that's like Capture Flag, or like a King of the Hill or Hardpoint sort of game mode. I think that would help separate a lot of PvP from PvE in the Dark Zone specifically. But PvP just in general, the way to separate it for me personally, would just be to make PvP game modes that are specifically made for PvP. I know it sounds obvious, and it sort of is in the game right now for the first division, but you still do have, the last stand game mode where there is still a variation of PvE in the game where people literally go out, they don't care about the PvP, they don't care about capturing the points and helping their team. They literally just go out and farm random shit. They don't even probably know what they're doing, and all they care about is farming the bosses. The next thing that I want to talk about, and honestly the most important thing probably on this list, to be honest with you guys, is having a successful release for the Division 2. I don't want to go on and say that the Division 2 is automatically going to be like a repeat of Destiny 2, how it's at right now, because we don't know literally anything about Division 2. But it is very, very, very important for the Division 2 to have a very, very successful release, have, I guess, less problems than the original Division 1 had. If you guys play the Division since basically the game has came out, maybe during the beta before too, you guys know that this game had a ton, and I mean a ton, of problems with this game. Whether or not it was lagging, cheating, people using glitches to get through certain parts of missions or certain parts of the Dark Zone where you couldn't see them. There was just a ton, and I mean a ton, of problems with this game when it was released. I would probably say a greater percent of maybe 75 to 80 people, 80% of the people in this game probably just uninstalled the game and quit playing the game after those problems occurred, because it took them so long to fix those problems. And like they said in the state of the game when they originally announced that Division 2 was actually going to be confirmed and it was going to be a thing, they did actually say that the reason that they're actually making a second division rather than putting so much time into the original division, and whether or not maybe getting like a year 3, year 4 content and having a lot of more expansions, a lot more DLC, was because they wanted to have a a fresh look on a new game. They thought that they had enough experience in fixing the problems in the original division that they think that they should be able to make a second one and have a successful launch and not have these stupid lag problems and all these glitches and mods that they had in the original release of the Division 1. Like I said, honestly, I'm not necessarily saying right now that the Division 2 is just automatically going to be a repeat of how Destiny 2 was, because we literally don't know anything about Division 1, but there is a possibility if they have the same problems that Division 1 has, where people legitimately are just going to delete the game off their Xbox or whatever console they have and just stop playing the game. It's as simple as that. The next thing that I want to talk about is having some form of a gear management system in the Division 2. Right now for the Division 1, we have really no gear management in the game at all, and I mean literally at all. If you have a ton of gear and you don't know what to do with it, whether or not you don't want to sell it or you don't want to deconstruct it, you think it might be good at some point in time, you literally just throw it in your stash, or you throw it in your character, or if you're like me, you throw it on a second character or you throw it on a third character because you're running out of space. Not saying that there necessarily needs to be more space in the game, but for me right now, I have a lot of different variation builds, especially with specific classified gear builds I'm going for, like full 6-piece builds. When I'm looking for those, they're all in like different orders and whatnot when you're talking in your stash. And for me, I think the best way to come about this would probably be just having like gear folders. What I mean by that is there's like a separate folder that you can create for every single gear set in the game. This would be perfect for the Division right now because you can make like a classified striker folder, classified sentry folder, and if you wanted to get that build, you could just press like A or B or something on Xbox or PlayStation 4, and it would send the entire folder to your character, and it would just automatically be put into a loadout. It would save not only a bunch of time, but it would be really easy to be able to find the specific gear pieces that you're specifically looking for. Now with weapons and mods, that might be a little bit harder. Maybe you can make like folders specifically for assault rifles, specifically for submachine guns, specifically for snipers, and so on. But I think it would help a lot with being a lot more, management for your gear and whatnot and weapons, rather than having to look through your stash and character for minutes and minutes until you finally find the piece that you're looking for the past 20 minutes. So the next thing that I want to talk about is having some form of revamped skills, mods, and weapons in the game for the Division 2. Literally the very last thing that I want them to do for the Division 2 is to just legitly copy all the skills, mods, and weapons and throw them straight onto Division 2 without making really any changes. Obviously for weapons, this might be a little bit harder to make, revamp changes and whatnot, because obviously for weapons, I mean, you can maybe change the name of the weapon, maybe change what the physical appearance looks like in game. Other than that, I mean, you really can't change much. I mean, you can add a couple of their variants of that specific weapon, but for the most part, you really can't change much on the side of weapons. But for mods and skills, I mean, you have a very wide variety of customization changes and, the outcome and output changes for skills and mods in the game. Because for right now, for skills and mods, you can customize your skills quite a bit. But for mods, you really can't do anything other than just throw them on your gear, and you have a couple different variations of mods. But for the most part, mods are just mods. You throw them on your gear, and that's really all you do. I mean, for the Division 2, they could add, weapon mods where, certain attachments do certain things. And then for skills, maybe you add a specific mod onto your skill where it does extra damage, or maybe it gives you extra XP, something like that. But I really want to see some form of revamped skills, mods, and weapons for the Division 2, because I really just don't want them to throw the exact same skills, mods, and weapons on Division 2. Be like, yep, here you guys go, and yeah, that's what you guys are going to deal with. So the last thing that I want to talk about very quickly is Ubisoft adding some form of a Battle Royale mode into the game. Now this could be just straight up in the game when it's initially released, or it could be some form of a DLC mode that they add. The reason why I say that is because Battle Royale games right now are extremely popular, and it would help extremely well with the population of the game in the Division 2 when it does actually come out. I mean, for all we know, there could already be a Battle Royale mode in the Division 2. We don't really know. For me personally, I would probably say it's a no right now in the game, as of right now, because they've probably been working on this game a lot longer than before Battle Royale games were sort of like on the come up. Because, probably in the past year, Battle Royale games have become really popular, especially with PUBG and Fortnite especially. For me personally, they would be really stupid not to add a Battle Royale mode, because I'm sure a shit ton of people would play it, and a lot of people would buy the DLC if it was a DLC. But the problem with this, probably for me, is I don't really think they have the ability to be able to add a Battle Royale mode that has like 100 people in it, because for the Division 1, we sort of had a similar mode, which was survival. And I think the maximum limit for players in this game was 20 or 25. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just because people die so fast in that mode. But I think it was like 25 players max for survival. And hey, who knows? I mean, maybe they can make it 100 people, just like, PUBG and Fortnite is on console right now. I'm sure it can't be that hard. But from me personally and the survival game mode, it would definitely be helpful for the game, like in popularity and population-wise. But I don't necessarily 100% see them adding it, but I definitely think it would be really helpful and extremely helpful for them as a company to be able to add some form of a Battle Royale mode. Whether or not it's PvP or PvP, I don't really care. I probably wouldn't play that much because, like I said, I don't really enjoy Battle Royale modes that much, but just for me as a content creator and the overall game, like in popularity and population, it would help an absolute. But yeah, guys, that is basically going to do it. If you guys have any questions, anything you guys want to see in the future, make sure you guys let me know down in the comment section below. Also, specifically, I want to see your guys' top 5 or top 10, however many ideas or things you guys want to see for the Division 2, whether or not it's changes, implementations, whatever it is. Make sure you guys let me know down in the comment section below, because I want to see everyone else's top 5 list of things they want to see in the Division 2. So make sure you guys do that. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Also, I completely forgot that tomorrow was the release for MLB The Show 18. Like, literally, I completely forgot. I pre-ordered it. I have the receipt sitting right here. So I'm going to be streaming that and probably uploading that game quite a bit as soon as I figure out how to play the game and I learn a little bit more about the game, because I've never played an MLB The Show game before. So if you guys want to see that game, you guys want to see a lot of content, make sure you guys let me know, because like I said, I'll probably be streaming that game tomorrow. Other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the stream tomorrow with a brand new game on the channel. Peace out.